Chipotle killed earnings, but they've pushed so hard that I don't know how much more juice they have left. So I'd be looking for maybe a little bit of a push, but a slight retrace coming back off its highs to go check to see if they truly are ready to stay elevated and if they got some more in the tank. Elf, as well as the other beauty brands, are hot, 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 man. And I don't see any top in line yet until we start to see a top. And so, as far as I'm concerned, until we start to see the buyer's exhaustion happen, we have to assume that we're going to continue to keep going up because this industry is just booming currently. Baba has earnings tomorrow morning, so it'll be interesting to see how they perform. But I'm on the bullish side of the house, so even if we get a pullback on, in line or maybe underwhelming expectations, I would think that would be a buying opportunity since it's been beat up so bad. I think that we'll be looking for a potential bottom out and a reversal from a bounce type of play on the Baba name pushing into the 80s. Uber is booming, man, and I think that it has a little bit more juice in the tank, but we are approaching where we're getting to the level where we're starting to see a little bit of buyer's exhaustion. So I think we got a little more juice, and then we'll probably start looking for the pullback on a nice healthy dip, which would give a good opportunity for fresh buyers to get in for the next push to the upside. CVS, compared to others, I think has a good opportunity for a little bit of a push here and a retry and a test of some of its recent highs. It's been beat up, and I do think that CVS will see a little bit of volume come back into the stock. Every time I'm in a CVS, they're stocked well, they're pretty busy, and I think it's about time that we start to see a little bit more of a push back up to the upside. And I like a little push here, about $3 or $4. Now, Roblox is interesting. This is one of analysts' favorite pick for 2024, but it also has a lot of short interest. And I do like Roblox here for a potential breakout out of this particular pattern here at a low. And while people are still thinking short on this one, I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm actually going to go ahead with a bullish call on this one. And I think that we have decent earnings, and I think that it's gaining popularity, and they're doing the right thing as far as artificial intelligence and marketing and stuff like that. And we see a nice push to the upside. PayPal would be interesting. We had a nice boom session last time we were in the discussion, and ever since then it's been trending and moving to the upside. So can we have 2 sessions in a row where we get a nice bullish push? Is it time that this underwhelmer is now starting to overwhelm? Well, we will find out because it has earnings coming up, and I'm going to go ahead and call it now. And I like this for the push to the upside, so I'm going to go with a bullish call on PayPal. Disney got some issues. They got this activist type of stuff going on, but you know what? I like Disney at this point here, and you know what? It's about damn time, dude. Come on, Disney. Let's go ahead and get it, and I'm going for the bullish call. I think it's time Disney starts pushing into the hundreds, so let's go and get it, man. ARM is interesting, and it's one of those hot type of stocks. And it'll be interesting to see how they perform in earnings because this has a lot of expectations, and we'll see if they actually can perform up to the expectations. So this is one of those that I would play into earnings, and I'd be very cautious to hold through earnings, but it might be a decent opportunity for a lotto that could pay pretty decent dividends if you're on the right side of the call. Hershey's, man, it's been absolutely destroyed from its previous highs, and you know what? I like it at this point. I think it has tons of potential for continued momentum to the upside, so I think they're going to do well on earnings. I think that people are buying candies and Hershey's products. I think margins have increased with a little bit of a price increase and stuff like that. And I think that they're going to do well with their earnings call. And you're going to see a raise and a significant push to the upside. Pins is interesting. Now, this one has seen a little bit of a boom push here recently, but a lot of people compare Pins to Snap, but I don't want people to get confused with where Pins is pushing, because it has a different type of platform, a different type of niche than Snap does. And Pins is actually more marketable, I think, because it's more of a craft base. It's an idea in creator. It's a space where people go and find ideas and they can market products and stuff. So I do like Pins at this particular area, and I think we're going to see a decent earnings call, and we might be able to see a push higher, potentially a pullback, but I do think we get a nice push higher off of some decent earnings. Net will be interesting because these companies have been hit or miss, and it's really been on the earnings report plus the guidance. So it'll be interesting to see how they report. The chart looks pretty decent for a setup for a push to the upside. The cloud stuff is definitely a hot item, and if they come out with some decent earnings plus some good guidance, I see no reason why these guys can't make another tick to the upside. Take two is set up for a decent push. We hit a recent high, pulled back, retraced, held that, and so I think off of a good earnings report, we see a breakout and a push higher. So I do like this one, and I think this would be a decent one for a potential lotto and a push towards the end of February into March. And in case you guys are wondering what that growling noise is in the background, that's these two demons trying to wrestle over who's bigger than who. Finally, the last one of the normal stocks, we're going to go with Pepsi. And looking at this chart, man, this is already setting up for a beautiful cup. I love Pepsi going into earnings, snacks, margins, just everything just sounds so great. And I think that they're going to kill earnings, and we see the push to the upside. So I do like this in the 180s, maybe even on a track to 190s. I think this is going to be a fantastic call, and I think that if you give yourself some time, let this thing kind of mature, do its thing, you'll be able to make some nice money. Now let's talk about SPY, man. SPY is setting up for something, man, because we got a very rare double inside bar, and we are looking pretty tight on a nice little triangle pattern here. And I think SPY is ready for the break, man. I think if we break out of this pattern that you can see in this chart, I think we have a nice potential push towards 500. Now, I expect resistance, but definitely I think we got a strong case of going towards that 500 area, because that's where everyone wants it. And then we see a significant pullback, and that might start the correction type of pullback area. Now, everybody's been waiting on the IWM to start kicking in, okay? Because 200 is what the small caps are wanting, but it's been just held back, man. Everyone's rotating money into the big caps and into the larger money-making stocks. But once we start to see that pull back in that rotation of the funds, that's when you need to start going into the IWM, because people are going to start rolling into those small caps and those Russells and stuff like that. So just wait for the money to start rotating out of some of these bigger names, and then they'll start going back into those more speculative stocks. Once you start to see the likelihood of continuation of a bull market, and then you start to see broadening, that's when you start going into the IWM. And finally, the Q, man, just like the SPY, the Q wants to keep going higher, man. 440 looking like on the Q, and I think we can get there. So I'm going to go ahead and say for the push on the Q, we go ahead and keep going. As long as money keeps pushing in to these mega caps, we're going to keep pushing higher, okay? Once we start to see the money start rotating out, then we start to go short on the SPY and the Q, but I think that won't happen until we make the run towards 500 on the SPY, and then that'll be the resistance point that'll start to get us into the correction zone, where people will start to take some profits out of the big names and then start to spread it over into the smaller caps to broaden out the market. All right, that's the video. Guys, don't forget to come check us out on our premium platform, Upgrade Chat, so you can check out and get spun up on alerts to make all sorts of money, alerts just like these. check out our server, man. I'm telling you guys, when we say we have a one-stop shop, I mean that, man. Something for everyone, every style, every budget, guys. So quit wasting money. That's not making money, and join the team. All right, team, that's a wrap. Check out TWR's platform and come get some. Remember, scared money don't make money. You got to have a plan and a strategy. Got to be able to control your emotions. Stay calm, cool, and collected. And as always, if you're ready, follow me and let's go to war.
In the traders war room, warring with the market every day. We on Zoom. Never gon' quit, ain't no way we gon' lose. I done made a profit and it's way before noon. Way to go, dude. Come and learn how to trade stocks. We rentless with the attack when this thing pop. We market warriors and we can share the same pot. I woke up and went to war in my tank top. Thanks, Pops. He an analyst, a veteran. And we ain't hating on them other dudes, we better than. I was down and then I learned about leveraging. And after that, I ain't never went red again. Green, right? It ain't bad, it just seemed like something wrong with you if you say we ain't tight. Get in and get out before you think twice. Let's have a toast, you bring the drinks and I'll bring ice. Defeat's nice in the traders war room. What you wanna do in the traders war room?